Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cities Skylines here in the futuristic city of Centauri, where we are building today two amazing builds that I had a lot of fun bringing it together. So I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did. Right before we start, I want to thank you all for all the support that you have gave me through all my videos. I hope that you continue doing that and help me grow the community by sharing the video, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification button. And if you like the video, you can give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I just want to know if you like the video or not. And you can give us your thoughts in the comments so we know how to do it better the next time. The first that I decided to do right before jumping into the build was to get more space by getting my highways underground, and this will allow me to have more land behind the actual build that I have to continue building stuff. Then I started my first build, which is gonna be like a police headquarters. This was very fun to do. I had a very wide idea of more or less what I wanted, but it ended up being something more organic. My first idea was to have a very tall building that can function as every headquarters that we have in Cities Skylines, that can allow helicopters, police cars, and stuff like that. I raised the terrain a lot because you need to provide the building with land so they can function as they supposed to do. And then I placed these helicopter pads, and with procedural object I made these like platforms that are gonna be for the helicopter to land in there. And then I had to lower the whole building a little bit because the props has like a limit of height that they can reach from the ground. So I wanted to put some lighting in here, and I had to lower it a little bit. That was the right decision to make because it looked a lot better in the height that I was trying to place. Then I started to place some buildings with procedural object to give it like the custom feel that I wanted to give. And yeah, I ended up using a lot these buildings because they look very sci-fi, and I will be using them in a lot of places. If you remember in the last episode that I'm gonna give you a link to that in the top right corner, I've been using these buildings in industrial areas and in the police area that I built in the last episode. So this is gonna make like a match in here. Now I have the idea of how this is gonna end up being, so I wanted to give that a feel like if it is a police headquarters. Yeah, I tried to hide this sign that this has, but it's in both sides, so I'm gonna hide it later on. Now I'm gonna be placing a actual police headquarters that had this sign and the police written on. But for the part that is written on to be featured in some place. I'm gonna be modifying the building with procedural objects. That's something new for me, so don't judge me if I do something wrong, that you know how to do it better than me. But I end up putting that in here, and it says police, and that's my goal, to put something that resembles that this is a police headquarters. And then I place some more buildings and stuff, and yeah, as I told you before, I place a sign to take out this huge heart that we have in here. And after that, I end up placing some lighting in that, and it will look very, very nice. You're gonna see it in the cinematics that I'm gonna be showing you right now. I really don't know how this idea came to me to build this like a floating marina for spaceships or floating cars or floating ships. I don't know how to call it, but this was very organically, and I had like my idea, and I make it work very easily, and I'm really proud of what I was able to achieve in here. These docks that are really docks, that's why I call it the floating marina, are in the steam workshop. These are wooden docks. They are supposed to be made for the sea, not for floating stuff. So you're gonna see that we have some pillars under that I end up removing them with procedural objects. And then I started to place some chips that I have in my assets. And yeah, I ended up going back and forth to the Steam workshop, because I know that I downloaded a ton of chips for this build, but I didn't quite remember their names. And when I found all of them, I had to erase some that were repeated. And this doesn't feel like a marina. This feels like some military area that you are supposed to place some military aircraft. But yeah, I end up putting some of them, repeating some of them, because there's not a lot of chips like that can suit my need. And at the end, I mixed them a little bit, and it made them feel like if it's something that people has their chips parked just to give a ride, and I don't know, just to have some fun at some place. And yeah, I try to make them function. I place these pads that end up being a place where people went to suicide, because they went to the last to the very end, and then they jump down. You're gonna see it in the cinematic. I don't. This is not the main idea to do that, but that's what people do. You see me placing a park because I'm gonna be placing some block of services that will serve like parks. That's where people are trying to get through the path, and then they jump down, because the game mechanics don't allow them to stay in there. The game thinks like the thing is placed in the ground, and that's not where it is placed. But now I'm gonna dedicate a little bit of time to decorating this area, because this area is most of the decoration that we can put, more than the buildings and stuff that it has. So yeah, I'm putting these like bushes that we have downloaded from the Steam workshop. They come with one of the buildings that we have, and they are amazing when you put it with the prop line tool. I had to copy and paste this part, because this is a part where the quay is doing all the height job, and they don't stick to the ground, they get under the ground, and I had to copy them and put in like by hand, I should say that. And these holographic trees are amazing for this build. These are one of the best features that we have in here. And then I started something new for me. I started to place some props and trees with the intersection marking tools. You're gonna see it right in a moment. And I found these lines that are very sci-fi. These are blue lines that I realized that could fit in the middle, like the lines that we have in the middle of the street. So I decided to place them right on there, and I really like what we had in this segment, and I decided to put it in all this front that we have in here. Then this made me to have like a very wide idea of what I really wanted to feature in here, and I started to look for some assets to make it work. I want this area to glow a lot, and yeah, I put it some buildings to this part like 3 or 4 times. That's why I'm not focused in the footage to show you all the times that I placed this building, because I end up changing them a lot. And then for the final part of this build, I had to make a skyline for this marina, because when you have a marina like that, you tend to have like very exclusive real estate, and I had to make this happen. In here, I start placing some buildings, and then I realized that I had to give them something that provide them with more land value. So I placed this pedestrian area that's gonna help me with that, and I started placing all the buildings that I wanted. I tweak a little bit of them and move them and place it in other places, and then I started decorating a lot. I dedicated a lot of time to this part, but I did it off cameras because it was doing all over the same thing, back and forth. And I had to place a lot of building just to fill the area with something, because this is a very important area. And since the city is so new, I don't have a lot of things in here. I need to have something that we can feature in the cinematics. And here is what I told you that I had the idea to do, to put some lightings and stuff that could glow. And then I changed the buildings a lot of times just to be able to put these holographic signs that really suits what I wanted to do in here. And then I went out of the game and went back. And when I went back, all the signs were disappeared. The procedural object, I don't know what happened, and I had to place them all over again. That's why you're not gonna see the same signs in the cinematics that what you are watching me placing right here. So these are the two builds that I decided to feature in this episode. Don't forget that, as I say, the city is pretty empty, and off camera I keep on doing a lot of stuff, not that important, that major, but I had to fill a lot of empty spaces just to be able to shoot the cinematics. But this episode came to me very organically and very easy. All the ideas were one after the other, and this was very fun. I hope that all the episodes come to me as easy as that. But the city is still pretty empty. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff in between episodes, and yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. We're gonna end up this episode right here. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, share the video so we can grow the community a lot, and I hope to see you back here for the next episode. See you in the next one.